It's a little bit awkward, but it is steadier than a normal standing position. Now, one of the single most important purchases you're going to make when you start talking about precision rifle or field shooting is your bipods. And the example that I'm going to start off with today is these Accu-Tac bipods, which are the single most impressive bipods that I've ever had. Now, I've been field testing these for about 6 months, and when I got them, they told me to abuse them, beat the living hell out of them, see if I could break them. And considering that I've seen about every brand of bipod in the past break, even the super expensive ones, I took that to heart, and so far I haven't been able to damage these at all. There's an adjustment in here that dictates how hard it is to swivel your bipod, which is super handy. You want to have some way to put tension on that. There's gonna be times when we want it loose and times when we want it tight. These deploy quickly. All right. In order to change my adjustments, all I do is pull. They're spring loaded. All right. To make my legs shorter again, press this button on top and they automatically deploy. Got an extremely durable set of gears right here, which is actually how I decide where the legs go. In order to get them out, I just grab a hold, rotate it down to where it needs to be, like so. Bam, Bob's your uncle. One of the other things I really like about this is I can set these in many positions. All right, which gives me a lot of options for a bipod. It gives me the ability to use positions I normally couldn't do with a regular set of bipods. The model we have is the Picatinny QD model. It's worth the money when you switch guns as often as I do. And let's get going on this. Now for demonstration today, I intentionally picked my 16-inch 308 because this thing kicks like a mule. All right. And one of the most important things you want to learn with bipods is something called loading the bipods. Now, I'm not going to say this is new. I don't know exactly where it came from. I know in the sniper community, we've been doing it for about 10 years. And essentially what loading the bipods means is this. Normally we've been taught to shoot. We're all relaxed and we kind of put the gun in the pocket of our shoulder. And we shoot like this. Now the problem with this is, especially with a hard recoiling gun, I'm never going to be able to spot my own impacts that way. If I have a loose grip on the gun, when I spark this thing off, you'll see it's going to move all over the place. I'm not going to see where I'm hitting. And being able to self-spot is one of the most important things that there is in either combat or in field shooting with animals. So the way we're going to change that is I'm actually going to dig the bipods into the ground, like so. All right. And as I get ready to shoot, I'm going to press forward with my body weight, kind of pushing off with my toes. As I said, this is it's going to feel really weird if you've never done it before, but it will improve your shooting. One, it's going to make it so you can spot your own impacts, and two, this is especially critical with the semi-auto. It makes it so that the lockup between the upper and lower is always the same. This has been proven on many occasions with many guns when we're talking about semi-autos. All right, if I have a loose grip on the gun and I shoot a couple rounds, and then I get tight on the gun and shoot a couple rounds, all right, it'll actually affect the size of my group and my point of impact badly. So, by way of demonstration, I'm going to shoot my first couple of rounds with a loose grip on the gun. All right, there we are. I've got it shouldered. All right, gun shouldered but loose. All right, watch how much the gun moves. All right, now I'm going to change. Now I'm going to load the bipods. So I'm into the bipods. Pushing forward slightly with my toes. And here's what this looks like from the back. All right, feet are spread wide. Digging in slightly with my toes. So it really does make a huge difference. All right, so bipods are pretty much a must for any kind of field shooting. All right, these Accu-Tacs come out of the box with little rubber feet on them, which, especially when we're talking about a surface like rock, do this. And one of the things I love about Accu-Tac, and one of the reasons this is my bipod of choice now, is it's super easy to switch feet on the bipod. So I can rapidly go from little rubber feet, which do great on sand and dirt and that kind of thing, up to these big scary spiky things, which they'll also dig into dirt. All right, they're not very good on concrete, but they'll actually dig into stone, which is fantastic. All right, here's the same shooting position now with my little stabby feet, which are also going to give me a much better ability to load. All right, here's a little closer shot. All right, one of the other positions where bipods are absolutely fantastic is somewhere we need to do what's called a reverse load. That's basically I'm going to need to pull back on the gun because of whatever position I'm in. I find this most often happens with tree trunks, things like that, where you take a shot, but it can't happen on stone. And a reverse load basically looks like this. Now you're going to need high quality bipods to pull this off, but I'm sinking my bipods in, I'm pulling back to the rear, and using them as kind of a brace. And one of the other things I like about Accu-Tac brand in particular is it can change the way that I do my reverse load. Now this is extremely unorthodox, but it will work. Now applying a rearward pressure to the rifle. One more thing to think about with bipods like these is really nice to have the legs that are independently adjustable. That takes this position from something that would have been extremely difficult to a position where I can still get my rifle straight up and down. Regular sized bipods work for most situations, especially in the competitive circuit or an environment like where I live. Now for you guys back east though, you might need something that's a little bit taller. And this is also going to be very handy for antelope hunters, anybody that's out like in the deep sagebrush. It's a little bit more of a specialty item, but a company called Swagger makes bipods that are absolutely massive. I've got kind of a bungee cord that runs these so that we can deploy them, and they're not too terribly long. When it's time to use them, they snap into place. These bipods have an incredible 41 inches of max travel. So if I need to get over top of brush, there's nothing else quite like it. There's a tunnel swivel in these, which is going to help me if I need to track an animal as it's moving. It's still giving me enough stability take shots I otherwise couldn't take. As a last ditch option, these can even help me take a standing shot. It's a little bit awkward, but it is steadier than a normal standing position. So there you have it. Bipods are one of the most important tools you can buy. Always make sure you buy a top quality piece of equipment.